is Shasha Marley related to Bob Marley?
Not at all. Oh, the Marley, I was called Shasha Marley.
And
Shasha Marley everywhere.
That's how we have
Before
Shasha Marley.
we started hearing of melody makers.
How is Kenya so far?
Oh, Kenya is beautiful. The people are nice.
Yeah,
very
man.
welcoming.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm super excited
Man.
to be in this beautiful country. You know, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming.
You have been promoting my music
Exactly.
for so long.
Yeah, man.
And I've been here. Every radio station will be the super support for my music has been
amazing. You're also an amazing person because first of all, you are one of the humble artists we have. Great artist and still humble because going around in Kenyan clubs, and also in different radios, you'll hear your promos. You're that man like we can reach to, you can talk to. You are so humble, you're down to earth.
Give thanks.
Amazing. But also before we start, to someone who is listening to you for the first time, I know Kenyans are so aware of Gospel of Jah.
Yes.
Have you seen the challenge?
Oh man, I danced this today.
Oh, you're a dancer now.
Twice today.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, I don't think you can dance better than me. We will have to do that competition.
I do it better than Cutie.
Oh, you did it.
Uncle Ben's.
All right. How does that make you feel? Because you can see the love. It's everywhere. Everything seems amazing.
People from here sent me a lot of videos on that.
Yeah.
And so when I was coming from Ghana, my Ghanaian fans, everybody's telling me, when you go dance it, learn how to dance. Learn how to dance.
Learn how to dance because
Ghanaians are dancing it now.
They are dancing now. Yeah. Amazing. Wow. And Shasha Marley, first of all, when someone hears of Shasha Marley, it has come a long way, especially with the Gospel of Jah, because that's what can harm them in Kenya. Without Gospel of Jah, there is no reggae. I'm being honest right now. And the fact that that's your tune that has been produced from, it has come a long time, right?
Yes. 18 years.
18 years now. What do you think keeps it coming back? Because we have a lot of tunes, but this one still keeps moving. It keeps being the top songs of yours of all time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's because of the lyrics.
The lyrics.
It is the kind of lyrics that you don't have to go to church to hear it.
No.
You go to the club, you hear it there.
Yes, I.
You know, in your workplace, you hear it in your office, you hear it there. You know,
exactly.
You go to farm, you hear it there. You know, the lyrics resonate with everybody. You know what I'm saying? The sound quality is also part of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's the kind of lyrics that people understand. How can somebody like this, you know, dreadlock man, be able to go deep into
gospel,
you know, and to write lyrics like this, you know? So they come on my YouTube under the video, they write, you know, Swahili there.
Yes, I.
And when I translate, I see that, wow, they're amazing.
Wow, it's a reggae man and he's singing gospel.
Right on.
It also brings me to a question, because I've seen you most of the time as a gospel person. You come out as someone who is deep into religion.
Right.
How is your personal life and the religion? Because singing this tune, most of your songs sings about, it revolves around gospel. It brings you out as a man who is so close to spirituality. Who is Shasha Marley in that dimension?
In that dimension, you know, I was born into a very rich Christian family. Rich in the sense that my parents were deeply into Christianity.
Right.
My father was a catechist. At the time I was born, he was playing the piano in the church.
Right.
And was directing the church choir. And my mother was singing for the women's ministry. You know? And I'm the only child of my mother.
You are?
Yes, only child of my mother. So my mother took so much attention on me. She took me to church.
Exactly.
Every morning. Every morning.
Yes, I.
She took me to church to go and pray. And she advised me that, son, when you face life in this world, don't depend on anybody.
Exactly.
Go on your knees and pray, and you will see results.
Amazing.
That's what my mother told me. So my life has been very difficult in the beginning. You know, nobody's been there to help me. So I practice what my mother told me. Anytime I face difficulties, I get on my knees and pray, and I see doors opening.
All right.
So I realized that I need to depend on God and not on man.
All right.
You know, I mean, man is not forever.
And it can change anytime anyway.
Man can change anytime.
Amazing,
you know?
amazing.
So I've been depending on God all these years. I have so many afflictions along the way, you know, coming up. You know, it's not been easy for me. But I know that with God, all things are possible.
All right.
That's why I play my song, Enemies Are Not Jah.
Yeah, man.
1,000 may fall at my side, 10 times on the right hand. They can't pull me down.
They can't.
Yeah, they can't bring I low.
All the time.
Yes.
It brings me to a question, because you've mentioned you're the only child of your mother.
Yes.
Right. How is it with your family? Are you a family man yourself?
I'm a family man myself.
How many
but
children?
I started very late, 2 children,
2 children.
Yes, and it's been very stressful.
Especially being the only child.
And they are only girls, and they're always on me.
Amazing. Amazing. Fatherhood is amazing to hear, right?
Yeah, it is amazing, because it took me so long to get into. My mother always crying, like, give me a grandchild, give me a grandchild,
And finally, here they are.
Eventually, it happened.
Amazing, amazing. It brings me also to your name, because once someone is a Shasha Marley, we know of the Marley family. Yes. So most of the time, someone is like, is Shasha Marley related to Bob Marley?
Not at all.
Or where did the name Shasha Marley come from? Is it your identity name?
Yes, my identity. I got it in 1978.
All right.
In high school, when I was playing my high school band. At that time, Jamaican music was popular in West Africa.
All right.
Jimmy Cliff started. Actually, Johnny Nash, but I was very little.
Yeah.
My father was playing Johnny Nash. And then I came to meet Jimmy Cliff.
Right.
And I started listening to Jimmy Cliff music. And Bob Marley came. So I got to high school in 1978 and was singing with the high school band, And I was able to sing all the Bob Marley tunes.
Wow.
Jamaican songs coming out of Jamaica culture, Mighty Diamonds.
Right.
And eventually Burning Spear surfaced. And I changed to Burning Spear.
Right.
But we used to have what we call pop chain. Pop chain into high school band competition. And anytime there was a pop chain, my band was first. The competition, So my friend from Zimbabwe, look, the first president of Zimbabwe, President Mugabe, he first married from Sekondi in my hometown.
In your hometown?
Yes, because he was a teacher in my hometown.
Right.
Mugabe, the president, he came to teach
in your hometown.
Yes, and he married his first wife called Sally.
Right.
And Sally's family are my friends.
Right.
And Sally brought many of her family people to Zimbabwe. They live in the presidency. So when they come back to Ghana, we are friends. So one of them, they come to my shows all the time, and she said, "You are a Shasha."
You're a Shasha.
And that's what's the meaning of the saying in Zimbabwe. Shasha means a champion.
All right.
A great man.
So that's where the name Shasha came through.
And everybody in school started calling me Shasha.
All right.
But because I was singing the reggae, the other guys added the Marley to it. And it became Shasha Marley.
Shasha Marley.
At that time, I was very famous in the Western and Central regions.
Amazing.
Schools in Ghana, And Shasha Marley. I didn't want the name because my father didn't want to hear me sing.
Why?
He sent me to school.
He was against the industry because he wanted you to study.
No, actually, yes, because my family, the Amwansichi family, my real name, is a family of lawyers.
Yeah.
And educationists.
So definitely wanted you to be one of the lawyers.
Yes, and I was growing up, I could read and write English and I could understand.
Exactly.
My father said, "Oh, my son is going to be a lawyer
He's going to take through the family legacy.
Exactly.
Here you are,
yes,
singing.
So when I started singing, he was kind of disappointed.
Exactly.
So he didn't want to hear that name at all, But in school, if you're called with a name you don't want it, that's how they call you the more.
Exactly. Even right here in Kenya, the name that you don't like, the nickname, that's what grows now.
When I finished high school and I got into professional music, I decided that, Shasha Marley is a very catchy name.
Yeah.
At that time, Bob Marley's children, they were not known.
Yeah.
They were not known.
The legs of Ziggy Marley, they were not known.
I'm talking of early 70s. Late 70s to mid 80s.
Wow. That's a long time coming.
Yes, and we didn't have social media at that time. So it takes so long for a song in Europe to come to Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. So the Marley, I was called Shasha Marley. And Shasha Marley everywhere.
That's how we have Shasha Marley.
We started hearing of melody makers. You know what I'm saying?
That's a long time. Yeah. That's a long time.
Yeah, very, very long time. So that's how it came, and I got into professional music, and I used that catchy name Shasha Marley, and it's been there since.
Amazing, amazing. You've also mentioned of your hometown.
Right.
Now, when people are asking about Shasha Marley being part of the Marley family, it's very hard for someone to believe actually you're from Ghana and not Jamaica.
No, yes. A lot of people think I'm Jamaican.
Talk to me about where you're born.
I was born in a little village, actually, in the central region of Ghana called Dominancy. Well, very, very, very minute village at that time.
All right.
And my father was teaching there, and he met my mother. And then, you know, in the course of life, my father took me from my mother and gave me to his mother in the western region, at this beach town called Shama. I stayed there for 2 years, class 1, class 2, and they took me to the city in Secondary, where I started my life from class 3 up to secondary school, and that's where I grew up. You know, I found myself down in there. But Secondary is a city that is joined to another city called Takoradi. So we call that 2 cities, the twin cities.
The twin city.
Because you can just walk from Secondary to Takoradi.
You actually have a song called Twin City.
Twin City Mafia.
Yeah, Twin City Mafia.
It talks about my growing up days in the Secondary Takoradi, that twin city.
Right.
You know, so that's where I grew. And it's a harbor city, the harbor. All the ships from Europe comes there. And so many of the sailors that sail in the Black Star Line ship, the Ghana Black Star Line ship, they come from our region.
Oh my.
And they started bringing reggae LPs at that time. And we started hearing reggae music.
Right.
Even though we did not understand the English at that time, but we could tell that this is our music, because the music talks about the suffering. You know, reggae means people who are suffering.
Injustice and equality.
So when I started hearing Bob Marley and things, I heard lines like, "Why do you look so sad and forsaken?
Yeah.
Don't you know when one door is
closed?" It resonated so much with you.
Exactly. Coming in from the cold.
Yeah.
Because these are songs that motivated us. Get up, stand up for the right. You know, these are songs. So I found myself swimming in the spiritual realm of reggae music.
Amazing. Yes. Now I'm about to ask you about someone in the music industry who inspires you. Right. But you have mentioned of Bob Marley. You could sing any song of Bob Marley. Yeah. But also I remember once upon a time we had an interview and it hit me on a song that you have of Burning Spear.
Exactly.
When it comes to artists, most of the time people sing about other people, especially when they are dead.
Right.
You decided Burning Spear is alive. Is a tribute to Burning Spear. Yes. What inspired the song? Because
listen, when I started singing Bob Marley's music, Burning Spear was not heard at the time.
Okay.
You know? But from JAM&ViBE, Mighty Diamonds, Culture, Bob Marley, singing all these songs, and then eventually we heard Hail Him. Hail Rastafari.
Yes,
you know, I heard Faggy Road, Christopher Columbus, African Teacher.
Man.
And these were very spiritual songs, you know. So my attention moved
from Bob Marley to Burning Spear.
From all the artists to Burning Spear.
Yeah.
And as a little boy, I started singing Burning Spear. I tell you, Empress Winnie, if I sang Burning Spear at that time, people outside the theater, they think it's Burning Spear himself in there singing.
Is in there.
You know, so I came to love him so much. Like I said, there was no social media, so Burning Spear was far away.
Exactly.
Far away. They weren't coming to Africa at that time. You know, they were far away from us, you know. And then one time, I was going to a video studio in New York, in Manhattan. When I was climbing the stairs, the first floor, a man came out from the studio wearing short sleeves. He walked down past me and he said hello, and I said hello, hi. And he walked. So I entered the studio. This Indian guy was there. He was playing Burning Spear's video. And I told the Indian guy, I said, this is my role model. He said, who, Burning Spear? I said, yeah. So he just
walked away.
I said, is he the man?
What do you mean?
Is he the man? So I ran out.
Yeah.
I ran out of the studio. She came out of the street. I couldn't find him anymore. I said, what?
So you didn't meet him that time?
I didn't meet him.
At all?
At all.
But is the same man who said hello?
Yes, to me.
On your way coming here?
In the stairs.
Wow.
When I was climbing, he was descending. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, what? I miss Burning Spear. So I went back to the studio because I was transferring my videos from VHS, you know, VHS video, onto DVD.
Yeah.
I was transferring
the whole time cassette.
Yes, onto DVD. Yes, that's what they did in that studio. And Spear was also producing his video there.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, so well. And then until recently, I did the tribute to Burning Spear.
A tribute to Burning Spear.
And he wrote to me.
Yeah.
And he said, respect Shasha Marley.
I saw him repost and repost. It was very excited about it.
Yes.
And have you met him?
We haven't met, we've spoken.
You have not met him?
Yeah, we've spoken.
I think you people would make us such a beautiful collabo.
Yeah. So, you know, exactly. If I want to do a collaboration with Burning Spear, you know, and I said to myself, all these great artists that they inspired me, most of them are dead and gone.
Yes, sir.
I did a collaboration with Bonnie Rocks of Third World.
Yeah,
Third World singer.
Yeah.
He's dead and gone. Most of them, Joe Hill, they're all gone.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see the demise of Burning Spear before I go to the funeral and cry and say, I'm doing a tribute for you. No.
So you decided it is time when it was
time. Before you go back home, whilst you are living, I pay you tribute, I pay you respect.
Amazing.
Because you deserve it.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think it's beautiful you did that because it's a great song, by the way.
Great song.
And it's amazing. And I know we're about to talk about your new album.
And that song, Through the Burning Spear, I have a different version of that song on my new album coming.
All right.
Called Spear Legacy.
We're going to talk about the new album, African Rise.
New album, African Rise, consists of 16 tracks.
16 tracks.
16 tracks.
How long has it taken you to produce 16 tracks or to organize the album?
It's taken me over 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Matter of fact, 3 years.
Yeah.
To produce this album, you know, because back and forth in the studio until now, we're still having challenges. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. It's a great album. To me, I'm a reggae artist, you know, and I listen to the kind of songs that are coming out.
All right.
Great songs for everybody. You know what I'm saying? 6 of the songs, 3 is going to comprise of my singles. Spin This Road Traffic, Gloria Kufu, you know, some one other ones, and then versions of I'm Not Ashamed of the Gospel. I have a new version.
It has to be.
The new version, what I'm trying to do is that I know Kenyans love this music. So now, Kenya, I'll give you the song without my voice.
Exactly.
I've taken my voice from the song, and that space there, I want Kenyans to sing in Swahili.
All right.
They will rap in Swahili.
We are there.
The MCs and the DJs.
We are there.
Everybody must use that tune to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
You hear the ladies at the background. You hear every instrument at the background, but you will not hear Shasha Marley.
Yeah.
Because the song now is for the people of Kenya.
It's dedicated to Kenyans.
Exactly. So I named the song for my DJ in Kenya.
We are honored for that.
I'm saying, so expect that on the new album. You know? And it's an amazing album.
Are we expecting any collabos in there?
No collab. You know,
it was a solo did album.
Yes, solo did album because you see, growing up, all my mentors, Burning Spear, Joe Hill, Culture, you know, Ted World, all of them. Yeah, I didn't hear them do any collabo. Collabo is a current trend.
They have just started rising in this generation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm an old school. You know, which resonates to the new school
all time,
because Gospel of Jah is not being loved by old guys; it's loved by the youths
and anybody, including the old ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so I do my songs. I feel like doing my songs alone. When I sing them alone, I feel comfortable because you see, problem with me with collaboration. You know, when I do the collaboration, and is released, and the song is a hit, the part of the one who did the rap or who did the other verse makes the song a hit. Now I'm coming to play in Kenya. I don't come with that artist.
Are you gonna sing it?
How am I going to rap?
I understand.
You know, it's good to be, you buy a ticket because of that song to come and watch Shasha
and
Marley.
It's just Shasha Marley.
But that part, that
it's sung by somebody else.
Sung by somebody else. The person is not there. It's a disappointment.
Exactly.